I am turning 40, and despite a lifetime of discipline and high performance, nothing truly prepared me for how different stress feels now.
It's no longer the fuel that drives me forward, it's a quiet, persistent noise that refuses to shut off. If you feel like something fundamental shifted in your ability to recover once you hit your 40s, you aren't alone and you aren't broken. Let's look at why the modern world is designed to make you age faster and why more effort is exactly what's holding you back. Most of us have been conditioned to accept a very specific narrative about aging. We are taught that after the age of 40, the human body simply begins a linear mechanical decline. We talk about it in clinical terms. Hormones like testosterone and estrogen begin to dip, our basal metabolic rate slows down, and our genetic predispositions finally start to catch up with us. It's a story of inevitable decay, and we accept it as an objective biological law. But for the high-functioning adult, the person who has built a career, managed a household, and maintained a high level of discipline for decades, the first thing that changes isn't actually your biology. It is the relationship between your nervous system and your environment. The break you feel at 40 isn't usually a sudden collapse of your organs. It is the disappearance of your buffer. Think back to your early 20s. Your body was an incredibly forgiving machine. You had what we call high adaptability. You could work until 2 a.m. on a high-stakes project, eat a subpar meal standing up, navigate an emotional crisis, and still wake up at 7 a.m. feeling relatively sharp. Your system had a massive overdraft facility with zero interest. You could abuse your resources, and the recovery happened almost in the background without you even noticing. By 40, that overdraft facility has been closed. Your recovery is no longer a given. It has become a luxury that must be carefully managed. Your sleep now reacts instantly to the slightest disruption. A late-night email, a stressful conversation, or an extra glass of wine. Stress, which used to wash over you, now seems to linger in your tissues for days. You aren't old in the textbook sense, but your system has lost its ability to absorb the friction of modern life. To understand why this happens, we have to move beyond simple calories and hormones and look at a profound concept in stress physiology called allostatic load. This concept, pioneered by neuroscientist Bruce McEwen, describes the cumulative wear and tear on the body that results from chronic exposure to stress. Think of your body as a high-performance vessel. Allostasis is the process by which the body achieves stability through change. It's how you adapt when a deadline hits or when your child gets sick. When you are young, your vessel is deep and your drainage system is perfectly clear. Stress flows in, you adapt, and then the stress flows out. But modern life doesn't work in cycles. It works in a constant, relentless stream. Every micro-stressor, the 150 notifications on your phone, the weight of being responsible for your employees' mortgages, the subtle anxiety of the global news cycle, the physical toll of sitting for 10 hours is a drop of water being poured into your vessel. The problem is that the modern high performer never fully resets after a stress event. We finish a difficult meeting only to immediately check our phones. We finish a long work day only to engage in revenge bedtime procrastination, scrolling through social media because we feel we haven't had any time for ourselves. The result is that the water never drains. Over 20 years of high-functioning life, the vessel fills with a biological residue. This is the allostatic load. It is a biological debt that has been accruing interest for 2 decades. When you reach 40, the vessel is finally at the brim. Now, even a single drop of stress, an email at 9 p.m., causes an immediate overflow. You feel exhausted, not because of what happened today, but because of the cumulative weight of everything that hasn't been processed over the last 10,000 days. Modern life doesn't stress us through physical danger anymore. It stresses us through constant activation without resolution. In the past, stress was acute, a hunt, a storm, a fight. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Today, our stress is mental only, meaning the body prepares for a fight that never actually happens. We sit perfectly still while our heart rate climbs and our cortisol spikes because of a digital message. The nervous system stays on high alert with no all-clear signal ever being sent. This permanent state of yellow alert is what physically ages your cells faster than any birthday ever could. Robert Sapolsky, one of the leading voices in stress research, famously noted that zebras don't get ulcers. A zebra on the plains of Africa experiences the most extreme stress imaginable when being chased by a lion. Its body goes into a total sympathetic state, shutting down digestion, immune function, and cellular repair to survive the next 3 minutes. But the moment the lion is gone, the zebra's system flips a switch. It returns to a state of absolute calm and begins to graze. It doesn't spend the afternoon worrying about the lion's return or questioning its status in the herd. We, as humans, are the only species capable of maintaining a predator-level stress response for months or years at a time. We use our sophisticated prefrontal cortex to rehearse problems that haven't happened yet and to relive conflicts that ended years ago. For the high-functioning 40-year-old, the lion is always in the room. It's the unresolved conversation with your partner. It's the fear of a market downturn. It's the pressure of being the sandwich generation, taking care of your growing children while simultaneously beginning to care for your aging parents. Because we never stop the hunt, our bodies never enter the parasympathetic state of rest and digest. This is where the real damage occurs. Cellular repair, DNA maintenance, and hormonal balancing only happen when the body feels safe. If your nervous system believes you are still being hunted by your inbox, it will never invest in your long-term longevity. It is too busy trying to survive the next hour. You are physically aging because your body thinks it's in a perpetual emergency. This brings us to the most painful irony for people like us. When we start to feel this decline, when the brain fog sets in and the recovery slows down, our natural instinct is to try harder. We are high achievers. We believe in discipline, so we look for solutions in the optimization world. We see influencers promoting 4 a.m. wake-ups, 20-minute ice baths, 24-hour fasts, and high-intensity interval training. We tell ourselves that if we just tighten the screws on our health, we will regain our edge. But here is the truth that the biohacking industry rarely mentions. Every healthy habit is still a stressor. Exercise is a stressor. Fasting is a metabolic stressor. Cold exposure is a profound nervous system stressor. In a young, regulated body with a deep buffer, these stressors are wonderful. They trigger a process called hormesis, where the body overcompensates and becomes stronger. However, if you are 45 years old, running a business, and your allostatic vessel is already overflowing, an ice bath or a fasted 5-mile run isn't growth. It is just more water in an overflowing container. It is an additional tax on a bankrupt system. After 40, stress doesn't cancel out stress, it stacks. This is why you can do everything right. You can eat perfectly, train hard, and take every supplement, and yet still feel like your vitality is draining away. You aren't failing at discipline. You are failing to realize that your body needs regulation, not more optimization. You are trying to fix a burnt-out engine by driving it faster. We've been conditioned to believe that more discipline equals better health. But in the second half of life, the discipline you actually need is the discipline to stop adding. Longevity for the high-functioning adult is an act of subtraction. It is about removing the friction that is keeping your system in a state of defense. You don't need another protocol. You need to give your body permission to believe the war is over. Only then can the repair mechanisms, the ones that actually slow down aging, begin to work. If we want to stay in the game for the long haul, to be functional, sharp, and present for our families well into our 80s, we have to change our decision-making framework. We have to move from a performance-first mindset to a recovery-first mindset. I call this the recovery filter. It is a simple yet radical lens for every decision you make in your professional and personal life. Instead of asking, will this make me more successful? Or is this healthy? You ask, what is the recovery price of this decision? And can I afford to pay it right now? When you look through this filter, your perspective changes. That 9 p.m. urgent email, its recovery price is 2 hours of deep sleep and a cortisol spike that will last until noon tomorrow. Can you afford that? That extra intense workout when you only slept 5 hours? Its recovery price is a week of elevated inflammation and reduced cognitive focus. Is the trade-off worth it? That social obligation you don't really want to attend, its recovery price is the mental space you needed to finally down-regulate. After 40, longevity is about protecting your margins. It's about recognizing that unresolved stress ages you faster than almost any other factor. When you begin to ruthlessly filter your life for recovery, something miraculous happens. Your energy stabilizes, your brain fog clears, your body, finally feeling safe and unburdened, begins to repair itself with the efficiency you thought you'd lost 20 years ago. Your body's innate intelligence is far more powerful than any supplement or gadget. But that intelligence only works in a state of safety. Chronic overstimulation and stacked stress tell your cells to survive, not to thrive. The ultimate anti-aging strategy isn't found in a lab. It's found in the moments where you intentionally lower the noise. Longevity isn't a race. It's the ability to stay in a state of quiet while the rest of the world is screaming. This channel isn't about teaching you how to hack your biology to live forever. It's about how to be an anchor, a person who remains calm, capable, and vital in a world that is designed to burn you out. It is about realizing that your responsibilities, your company, your children, your aging parents require you to be regulated, not just productive. They need the version of you that has a deep buffer, not the version that is one email away from a breakdown. We are going to move away from the biohacking extremes and toward a factual, sustainable path. We will explore how to regulate your nervous system in real time, how to eat for stability rather than just aesthetics, and how to build a life that supports your biology instead of fighting it. The first step is simply accepting the truth. You aren't getting old, you are just carrying too much. And today is the day we start putting the weight down. Understanding the recovery filter was the hardest and most important lesson of my 40s. It's what allowed me to keep building my business and being there for my sons without losing myself in the process.
In the next video, we are going to dive deep into the overstimulation crisis and look at 3 specific digital habits that are physically aging your brain. I'm glad you're here. I'll see you in the next one.